Talking Birds.
Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com. By Feathersnap, the smart bird feeder with a high-resolution camera and species identification software aimed to educate and spread joy to every level of avian enthusiast. Learn more at feathersnapcam.com.
And by Vortex Optics with the VIP warranty, their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to our show, number 1010. Last week we had two inspiring guests on the show, Kent Fothergill and Kathy Tyndall, who told us about their trash yakking efforts, in which they climb into their kayaks and pull out enormous amounts of trash from the Anacostia River in Washington, D.C. They see a lot of birds in the process as well. Well, here at Talking Birds, we do and advocate for something a little more modest that we call plurting. You've heard of it if you've been listening to the show for a while. Plurting is a mashup word or portmanteau, if you want to be fancy, combining into one word, plurting, the words picking up litter while birding. We've created a proud plurter designation through which you can declare that you care about picking up litter, especially the plastic kind, while you're birding. To become an official proud plurter, you can just visit our talkingbirds.com website and click on the Get Involved tab at the top of the page to sign up. We'll send you some plurting ideas along with a proud plurter iron-on badge. Our friend Joy Schmall designed it for us. It's really nice. That'll show your plurting pride. As Henry David Thoreau famously said, what is the use of a house if you haven't got a tolerable planet to put it on? Once again, to become an official proud plurter, sign up at talkingbirds.com under the Get Involved tab. We have avian audio postcards today from two very different but very birdy places, starting with this one from the Dairy State.
This is Candace Haley, and I'm standing on the boardwalk trail at the Horicon Federal Wildlife Refuge. And the sun's just come up, and there's trumpeter swans and sandhill cranes, and of course the ubiquitous Canada goose. This is the morning after the supermoon, of which we saw a wonderful, dramatic rising of it over the marsh, and we later saw the comet as well. It's wonderful to be here in Wisconsin.
Wow. Thank you, Candace. What an experience. Sandhill cranes, trumpeter swans, Canada geese, a supermoon, and the comet called, I believe, Tsuchinshan Atlas there at the Horicon Marsh in Wisconsin. Okay, we have a second audio postcard today, and it comes from about 2,000 miles due south of Horicon Marsh in Central America. Hello, Siva.
Hello, Ray and friends. This is Siva from the Cayo region in the middle of the tropical jungle in Belize. And what you hear in the background is the keelbill toucan, collared aracaris, social flycatchers, lesser greenlets, rufous-tailed hummingbirds, melodious blackbird, and many more tropical birds. Such a beautiful morning and such a symphony here. Good morning. Enjoy your day birding. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow. Again, thank you, Siva. Talking Birds listeners, we invite you to send us an audio postcard from wherever you are looking at or listening to birds in your backyard or any place else. To do it, just record a description of what you're seeing or hearing 30 seconds to a minute long, maybe, on your smartphone or other device, digital device, and then email the file you create to ray@talkingbirds.com. That's ray@talkingbirds.com. Just a reminder here about a terrific Cornell Lab feature that we mention this from time to time. It's their ongoing listing of bird festivals and related events all around the U.S., and we have a convenient link to the list. You'll find it under that all-purpose Get Involved tab on our website. And just looking at a few events coming soon, Waterfowl Weekend at Chincoteague National Wildlife Refuge in Chincoteague, Virginia. That's November 28th to December 1st. Then there's the North Shore Birding Festival in Mount Dora, Florida, December 5th to December 9th. And the Festival of the Cranes at the Bosque del Apache National Wildlife Refuge in New Mexico. That's December 11th to the 15th. And there are other events that are happening sooner than those, of interest to folks who are very spontaneous about doing things. So you can find those all on our website there. And the Get Involved thing, again, for that listing from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Doesn't sound like a songbird of any sort. That would be our mystery bird. This is a preview of our contest. We always do a preview in our mystery bird contest, so you'll be kind of ready for it. When we do the actual thing, and invite you to call in later in the show if you haven't been a winner within 6 months on our show. Our mystery bird is a large and slender diver with a long, thin, red-orange bill, a shaggy crest, and white wing patches. The male has gray sides, a rust-brown breast, a white neck, and a green head. The female is grayish overall with a grayish-brown head and a grayish-white breast and belly. Our bird breeds in Alaska and northern Canada and winters mostly along both U.S. coasts, where it feeds by diving for fish. Wonderful prizes as usual, as always on our Mystery Bird contest, including this. I'll give you a description here by saying birding is a wild life, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice style for comfort when out in the field. That's why we're happy to offer a $25 gift certificate for Bird Collective. It's your one-stop shop for vintage-inspired apparel and unique accessories, all featuring birds. Find out more about them at birdcollective.com. And we have a big bag of our favorite coffee, shade-grown, bird-friendly, truly delicious Birds and Beans coffee grown under the natural forest canopy in Central America to preserve wintering habitat for warblers and tanagers and thrushes and hummingbirds and more of the birds that we all love. That's on our Mystery Bird contest coming along just a bit later on in the show here. We're fortunate to have more ambassadors joining our Talking Birds Ambassadors family, so we get to salute another one this week, and we want to say thank you to William Pulley from Aberdeen, Maryland. Thank you so much, William, for becoming a member of the Talking Birds family and helping us spread the word about birds and conservation. And here's another ambassador who has something to say about all that.
My name is John Peckham, and I am calling from Williston, Vermont. What I like about being a Talking Birds ambassador is that it's a great opportunity to share information about a wonderful and unique show with other people who are interested in birds. And because I feel that there's something for everyone in the show, there can easily be a point of contact for anyone who wants to listen to it. People who are interested in birds of all levels of experience and knowledge will benefit from listening to the show. Like, I can say, just check out this show and you'll learn something, and then they can give that to somebody else.
I like it. It sounds like a good plan. Thank you so much, John, and thank you for being a Talking Birds ambassador. Talking Birds listeners, will you join John and William and the more than 900 folks in our Talking Birds ambassadors family? Trust me when I say it's easy to do and to be an ambassador, and easy to sign up for under that Get Involved tab there. That one at talkingbirds.com, that tab right at the top of the homepage. Well, still to come today, we'll pay a visit to the Talking Birds Science Corner with our Debbie Bleacher to learn about a fascinating bit of bird behavior study. Yes, from the UK. Also today, Mike O'Connor will join us for Let's Ask Mike Live, in which Mike will talk about, I almost gave it away. We'll talk about the bird that is most often seen at bird feeders compared to all other birds. I think that's about right. And up next, a classification-resisting bird that's on its way to the tropics right about now is today's featured feathered friend. We'll hear all about it after we listen to this important message, especially important if you're hearing our show live or almost live.
Hey, it's Debbie from the Talking Birds crew. Around here, we're always thinking about what we can do to make the world better for all creatures, including birds. One of the most important things we can do is vote. Did you know that 8 million environmentalists skipped the 2020 presidential election? Let's not skip this one. Our votes matter. Check your registration and find out where to vote at vote.org. That's vote.org.
The yellow-breasted chat, a smallish songbird with a large head, chunky bill, white spectacles, white mustache stripe, yellow breast, white belly, and long tail, is not today's mystery bird. It's today's featured feathered friend. On the other hand, it is a mystery bird in that it's been a mystery to taxonomists who've spent decades trying to figure out in which family it belongs. The yellow-breasted chat was long considered to be a warbler, but it seems too large, and its calls and songs are too varied for a warbler, and its behavior isn't very warbler-like either. And after numerous genetic studies a few years ago, the group, now known as the American Ornithological Society, proclaimed the yellow-breasted chat to be the sole member of its own family, Icteridae, not to be confused with the family Icteridae. Now, on the odd chance that might sound confusing, just remember that the chat's family name has an extra I after the R. Good to know, right? The yellow-breasted chat is found in habitats ranging from old fields in eastern North America to riverbanks and shrubland areas in the west, to evergreen forests and mangroves in its Central America wintering grounds. It feeds mostly by gleaning insects and other invertebrates from branches and foliage. Although its numbers have declined by more than 30% since the mid-1960s, the yellow-breasted chat is listed by the Partners in Flight Conservation Group as a species of relatively low conservation concern. Its global breeding population is estimated at 17 million individuals. By the way, the yellow-breasted chat was first formally described in the mid-1700s by famed Swedish naturalist and taxonomist Carl Linnaeus. He said it was a thrush. Today's Talking Birds featured feathered friend, Icteria virens, the yellow-breasted chat. Welcome again to our show, number 1010. And as promised, we're about to pay a visit to the Talking Birds Science Corner.
Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab.
Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning, Ray.
So I hear there's a new study about birds' social connections as they get older. What's the gist of it?
Yeah, some researchers at Imperial College London mapped the social interactions of a group of house sparrows and discovered that younger sparrows have more friends than older sparrows.
Interesting. And how did they keep track of the group, by the way? Didn't other sparrows mix in?
Actually, no. The researchers had the ideal situation, a flock of sparrows on an island. It was the island of Lundy, to be exact, which is off the coast of Devon, England. It's 3 miles long and about half a mile wide, and it has 28 human residents year-round, plus a good many birds, including its own house sparrow population. No house sparrows leave or arrive on the island from outside, so it's what's called a closed population.
Got it. And What was the length of the study? How long did they follow this population?
That's another cool thing about this research. The team followed them for 25 years. They kept track of the birds' ages, their breeding success, and their social networks.
So what do the researchers say about why younger sparrows have more friends than older ones do?
Nobody can be 100% sure, but the researchers have come up with 3 reasons.
Okay.
First, the obvious one. The older any population gets, the more members die off. True for house sparrows, true for people, true for all living things.
For sure. And second?
Second, previous research by this team showed that younger sparrows with large social networks have greater breeding success than those with smaller networks. In other words, those who met lots of potential mates had a greater chance of breeding than those who didn't.
That seems to make sense. And the third reason?
Third, there didn't seem to be any bad consequences of having fewer friends as the sparrows got older. Their lives weren't any shorter, they didn't find any less food or anything like that. So social changes might just be a natural part of the house sparrow aging process.
Huh. So what might the significance of this research be, and how might it apply to people?
As I mentioned earlier, all living things have fewer compatriots as they age. We know that humans and some other mammals suffer from loneliness late in life, but the same doesn't appear true for birds, or at least not for house sparrows. So this is an interesting study of difference. Maybe we can learn why house sparrows don't seem to be bothered by having fewer friends. And then maybe we can use that information to help ourselves as we age.
A good thought. And a fascinating Science Corner report. Thank you, Debbie.
My pleasure, Ray.
The Talking Birds Science Corner, an occasional feature. You're on Talking Birds. We're up next. It's our Mystery Bird contest in just 1 minute. The flutter of a tail feather, the flash of a wing bar in mid-flight. You don't always have a lot of time to identify a bird in nature, let alone to appreciate its beauty. But with Vortex Optics, you'll have the power to bring every wild moment closer. When you choose Vortex, you're choosing to have a partner in the field as passionate about nature as you are. Whether you're spotting old friends on the backyard feeder or packing for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to add a few species to your life list, Vortex offers a full range of optics and optics accessories for every birder and every budget. And whether the birds are taking you to another state or another country, you're always covered by the Vortex VIP warranty, an unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. If you'd like to learn more, or if you need help choosing your next optic, give Vortex a call at 1-800-4VORTEX or visit vortexoptics.com. There's that mystery bird. It's not a bird we maybe would hear all that often, but, this just kind of covers the ingredients of our mystery bird contest, you might say. Our mystery bird is a large and slender diver with a long, thin red-orange bill, a shaggy crest, and white wing patches. The male has gray sides, a rust-brown breast, a white neck, and a green head. The female is grayish overall with a grayish-brown head and a grayish-white breast and belly. Our bird breeds in Alaska and northern Canada. It winters mostly along both U.S. coasts, where it feeds by diving for fish. A pretty familiar bird to folks who look at birds along the coasts. So those are some descriptions and the sound of our bird. And the prizes we think are pretty nice. One is a $25 gift certificate for Bird Collective. Bird Collective is your one-stop shop for vintage-inspired apparel and unique accessories, all kinds of cool stuff. It's worth checking their website, certainly, at birdcollective.com. Unique accessories and things all featuring birds. They even have books and field guides, by the way. Lots of other stuff. And then there's our favorite coffee, Birds and Beans. It's our favorite because it's really delicious coffee. It really is. But it's more than that. It's also bird-friendly and shade-grown. That means it's grown under the natural forest canopy in Central America to preserve wintering habitat for warblers and tanagers and thrushes and hummingbirds and more of the birds that we love that winter down that way. And they have the Smithsonian Migratory Bird Center support, by the way. That is the most stringent observer of actual bird-friendly, shade-grown forest coffee plantations. So it's the good stuff. Prizes on our Mystery Bird contest And the big thing is the phone number here, I think. That would be 781-837-4900. And in case you missed that, here it is again. 781-837-4900. Please call us as soon as you possibly can so we'll have time for the contest thing. I'll even give the number once more. 781-837-4900. Up next, Mike O'Connor, live. Let's ask Mike in just 1 minute.
Ready to take your backyard bird watching to the next level? FeatherSnap makes Wi-Fi-enabled smart bird feeders that blend the best of technology and nature. Get a high-def glimpse of your feathered friends with a top-of-the-line camera so every visitor can be seen with clarity and detail. A unique dual feeder bin helps attract more species, and built-in solar panels keep your camera's battery going strong. FeatherSnap's mobile app creates a truly immersive experience, allowing you to collect and organize your favorite pics and videos and earn badges along the way. FeatherSnap is a convenient and fun way to capture powerful images of your local birds and help get your friends and family excited about bird watching. Best of all, FeatherSnap offers expert-trained AI identification of more than 275 North American species, thanks to their in-house ornithologist. Check them out today at feathersnapcam.com. feathersnapcam.com.
Mike O'Connor, the famous Mike O'Connor, is there at the famous, I don't know which is more famous. They're both so famous at the Birdwatchers General Store on Cape Cod. Good morning, Mike.
Wow, good morning, Ray. And you figured out the time. Good, because I've had a little trouble with that today.
Oh, yeah, we got the time. We have clocks here with 2 different times, so we got it covered here. Whatever one we want is the one we can that we can pick.
It's all about diversity, you know. You got to
exactly. So, Mike, I know you're about to reveal to us what is the number one bird, or the most. Well, you can phrase it maybe better. The most common bird seen at bird feeders, I guess, in the U.S.
According to Cornell's Feeder Watch, the bird the species that's reported the most, which you would think would be like chickadees or jays or grackles. Everybody at my customers just won't stop talking about grackles or doves. It's none of the above. It's actually the handsome and well-marked juncos, the dark-eyed juncos that come in, and we. Perhaps most of us don't see juncos in the summer, but they show up in the winter where they get the name. What are they called, Ray?
I call them snowbirds.
Snowbirds, exactly, because juncos are actually sparrows in the sparrow family, and like most sparrows, in the winter they feed on the ground. And I think in the summer, where they heavily breed up in Canada, and they get out of Canada and when the weather gets cold, and they head down this way, and when the snow covers the ground, they can't find the food, so they just happily come to our backyards. And they'll come from one of the few birds that eat millet. You know, millet is something that they kind of put into a mix seed just to water it down and cheapen the price a little bit. But these birds actually like it. They like the millet. You can put it on a tray, or they'll eat on the ground if your yard isn't too covered in snow, or you clear a spot, put it in a tray. But when the book I have in my hand was the book I used growing up, lists all kinds of juncos. They had the white-winged junco, the pink-sided junco, the Oregon junco, gray-headed, redbacked, and your friends at the American Ornithological Society, the taxonomists, just like you said about the chat, they decided, you know what, these aren't different birds. They're all the same birds. They're just different subspecies or races. So they combined them, and now they just call them dark-eyed juncos, which covers...
Or duncos, if you want to just... You can make a
just call them junco.
Right. Call it dunco.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't want to get too fancy.
Well, I was just reading this list of all the subspecies and the parts of these groups. Like you have the Oregon subspecies, but then you have the Montana and the Nevada and the Schufelds and the Thurbers. These are all dark-eyed juncos. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they do. Right. It's very geographically where they grew up, and they kind of changed. And it's kind of dramatic, actually. So you can see how they would think they would be different. They would be different species, but they're all just the subspecies of each other. And you think about the juncos being a common bird, and it shouldn't be surprised, because I was just reading there's actually 630 million juncos in North America. That's a huge population. And when you get covered in snow, they got to come to Plan B, which is our backyard.
Yeah.
So if you see juncos, and I just had one in my yard today,
nice.
Put out some millet.
Put out some millet.
Happy.
Okay. That music is too loud, but you got through it anyway. All right.
I plowed my way through it. And by the way, everybody, get out and vote.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Mike. Mike O'Connor. Talk to you next week, Mike.
Got it. Okay.
All right. I thought it was the black vulture, the number one bird feeder. No, that wasn't it. All right. We're back to the mystery bird contest. Can we hear this one more time? It's not the most pleasant birding sound, but yeah. That was a mistake playing that again, but there it is. That's our mystery bird. What is it is the big question for those beautiful prizes and the satisfaction of getting the right answer. Our number is 781-837-4900 for that mystery bird contest. And I believe we have Michael on or in Long Island, New York. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Good morning. Do you I never got this straight. Do you say in Long Island or on Long Island?
What do you mean? I live on Long Island.
On Long Island. That's what I meant. Yeah. So it's like Cape Cod, where I used to live. You know, some people say in Cape Cod, but if you lived there, you would never say that. You say on Cape Cod. So that's why I'm asking. So it's the same thing for there. Let's see. Where were we? Oh, yes, the mystery bird contest. What do you think, Michael?
I'm going to say the yellow-billed loon.
Yellow-billed loon. That is, there's the buzzer. That would indicate that is perhaps not the right answer. But thank you for trying that. All right. Thank you, Michael. There's Michael from Long Island, on Long Island, New York, with that guess of the. It was a guess of a loon. I forgot which loon. Which loon he said. But in any case, it's not a loon. But what do you think it is? We have only a minute left to go to try to clear a call through here. Did we do it? I don't think so. Tim is lifting his hands up as if to say, we lost.
I have no callers, Mike.
You lost
I had one. That was it.
You lost that caller there. All right. 781-837-4900. While we're waiting to clear another call through, which I think we'll do in a moment here. A reminder about next week. The great Matt Young will be here to talk about wintering finches and the wonderful new book he's co-written with Lillian Stokes, The Stokes Guide to Finches of the United States and Canada. They'll be here on our show next week. Let's see if we have a chance to get this one more call in here. I think we do. And it is John calling from North Scituate. I think that's Massachusetts. Maybe it's Rhode Island. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is that on Rhode Island? No, that would be in or in Massachusetts. Which one is it?
It's in Scituate, Mass.
In Scituate, Mass. All right. So, mystery bird, John. What do you think?
Is it the double-breasted cormorant?
Double-breasted cormorant. Not exactly. What about the color of that breast? Maybe would narrow it down a little bit.
White? Is it white breasted?
It's not white. The female is white, but what about the male? A lot of sound effects going. We're going to flip the cards, as they say on this, and you're so close, we'll declare you the winner, John. It's the red-breasted merganser. The red-breasted merganser.
Okay.
That's okay. Stay on the line, and Tim will get your info, right?
Thank you.
Okay. We are out of time for this morning's show. Thanks to our wonderful Talking Birds team, including our engineer today. His name is Tim.
Oh, yes, my name is Tim, and I'm awesome. Back me up, backup singers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's really awesome, yeah. My name's Tim, and I'm awesome.
And my name's Ray. See you next week.
I like that. I love it.
Ray Brown's Talking Birds.
Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com. By Feathersnap, the smart bird feeder with a high-resolution camera and species identification software aimed to educate and spread joy to every level of avian enthusiast. Learn more at feathersnapcam.com.
And by Vortex Optics with the VIP warranty, their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.